Nisha, Meenal Khan, and Misha, Ariba Habib, are two sisters who come from a middle-class background. Nisha is a selfish girl who is used to snatching better things from her sister which Misha gives her happily. Misha is nicknamed Meenu by her family. Nisha likes her cousin Amma, Fahad Sheikh, who loves her intensely and becomes engaged to her. Later Asfandia's Imad Irfani proposal comes for Meenu. Seeing that Asfandia comes from a rich and elite background, Nisha becomes jealous of her sister and tries to point out flaws in him. But he and Misha eventually get married, much to Nisha's distaste. Nisha, seeing her sister's expensive gifts and big house, tries to break her engagement with Amma, behaving rudely with him in the process. Both of their families and Amma disagree, and instead set the wedding date. Nisha starts plotting her evil plans and makes Amma look bad in front of her parents by accusing him of bringing a knife to kill her, leading to their engagement being broken. While she also tries to come closer to Asfandia, trying to manipulate him, Amma confronts Nisha with Asfandia in a mall, where Asfand is seen holding Nisha's hand. Misha asks Amma to go away and never come back. Amma tries to tell Misha about Nisha's character, but she ignores them. Nisha comes back home and tells this to her parents. They call Amma's mother and ask her to keep Amma away from Nisha. Amma's mother passes away. Tanveer, Nisha's father, and Sajila, Nisha's mother, go to Lahore to attend her funeral and leave Nisha at Asfand's home as they think it is inappropriate for Nisha to go there. Nisha tries to get closer to Asfand, standing very close to him, going places without Misha and many more plans. Asfand also shamelessly falls in love with her. After some time, Nisha's parents think that Nisha is attached to Asfand's house, so they decide to come back. Nisha's parents go to pick Nisha, but she refuses. Her father forces her to go back home and Meenu also asks her to. So she unwillingly goes. Aside, Misha finds out she is pregnant. Soon, Amma is forced into a wedding with Arij who loves him. Nisha then continues to separate her sister from Asfand, who shamelessly falls in love with her and thinks about divorcing Meenu. One day, Misha finds out about their affair. She throws Nisha out of their house and gets ill and is shifted to the hospital, where Nisha's parents hear Nisha and Asfand talking romantically. Nisha is forced to marry one of her cousins, but she runs away from her house and goes to Asfand's house where he welcomes her. A while later, Asfand's sister Kanza comes to Pakistan to visit him and sees Nisha with him in his house. His sister demands him to go and get Meenu from her home. But instead, she goes there and finds out about Nisha and Asfand's relationship. Kanza slaps Asfand for his betrayal and calls him disloyal, which ends up in Asfand divorcing Misha in front of her family and Nisha, where Misha faints and is taken to the hospital, where she gives birth to her son, Hadi Asfandia. Meenu tries to get in contact with Amma to apologize for everything that happened, since she has realized Nisha was as bad as Amma described her. But he is in London for work, so his wife Arij picks up, which is a surprise to Misha, who doesn't know Amma was married. Arij passes on to him that Meenu wants to apologize. After the birth of her son, Nisha calls Meenu about her upcoming nikah with Asfand and tells her that if she comes, she should come without her son. Meenu sits there and recalls her memories. Spotting a container with gasoline in the room, she ignites a fire on the balcony and jumps into it, in an attempt to end her life. Nisha and Asfand are married, after which Kanza announces that she will separate her part of the family's business and property shares. The unfortunate events continue for Misha's family. As Misha dies in the hospital, Amma tells himself that he will never forgive Nisha and Asfand after all the things they did to Meenu. Asfand and Nisha go on a honeymoon where Nisha finds out about Misha's death but does not care. Instead becomes happy. Asfand finds out about it as her sister Kanza was distributing zakat among the poor and needy. Asfand starts to see through the greedy side of Nisha after she accuses him of cheating with her. Because his sister has 51% of the property and business, he begins to regret the things he did to Meenu. Amar returns to Nisha's life after becoming rich and is still cold-hearted towards Arij. Amar also meets Hadi, Misha's son. Amar invites Nisha to his house where he almost falls for her when Arij walks into Nisha and Amar becomes angry at her husband and leaves, but Amar stops her. Amar realizes that Nisha is pure evil and Arij sincerely loves him, which also makes Amar fall for his wife Arij. On the other hand, Nisha gets pregnant but aborts the baby, which ended up in Asfand trying to kill Nisha for aborting their child. Kanza comes to wish Asfand it was his birthday and found them fighting. Nisha shouts at Asfand and reveals to Asfand why did she abort the baby and asks for a divorce. Asfand blames Amar to be behind this. Asfand throws her out of his house. Nisha calls Asfand disloyal and a characterless man as he shamelessly fell in love with Nisha and ignoring the women he once loved. Meenu. Asfand regrets what he did to Misha. Amar introduces Arij in front of Nisha's parents. They forgive Amar and ask for forgiveness for what they did to him. Nisha's father, on the other hand, dies from Nisha's betrayal, recalling both sisters' childhood and what Nisha did. On the other hand, Nisha is doing all possible things to separate Arij from Amar. But when Nisha tried to attack Arij, Amar decides to go back to Lahore to keep Arij safe, calling Nisha to be mentally disabled. Nisha was now alone and was seeing Misha's ghost constantly. Asfand recalls Misha's memories and claims to be disloyal to Misha and thinks he should die. Kanza asks Sabra, their maid, to burn Nisha's belongings. She also decides to take Asfand to Canada along with her. But she finds him dead while reciting namaz, prayers. Nisha drives out of the house in fear and is badly burnt in a car accident and lost all the complexion and beauty she had earlier. Amar and the whole family celebrates the prediction of a newborn of Amar and Arij. Nisha's mother now lives with Amar and his family. Nisha is then shifted to a women's shelter home as her family had disowned her. The show ends with two ladies talking about Nisha's deeds and Kanza visiting Asfand and Misha's grave.